Hello, Year 6. Welcome to Wednesday's Big Read, 13th of January today. Let's have a bit of a look at our WALT. It's very similar to yesterday's WALT. Yesterday, we were looking at vocabulary questions. Monday, we were looking at retrieval questions. Today, we are looking at inference questions. Now, when we were looking at inference last week, we were looking at those inference sums. So this bit of evidence plus this bit of evidence equals our inference. That's kind of how I'd like you to approach it today. I'd like you to think about that. And in so doing, try and make sure you're giving plenty of evidence in your answers. I'd also like your answers, please, to be written in full sentences. You've been doing really well with these questions. My only small criticism, an area to improve, area to work on, is that sometimes I'm getting very short answers and I'm also getting them without the usual and correct punctuation. So I'd like full sentences, please, where they're starting with a capital letter, ending with a full stop, and where you're putting in plenty of detail. What I'm looking for in those answers is that you're reading the text carefully with attention to detail. You've got those texts in your pack, so you can still be using those. That you're thinking about the motivations, that's why characters do something, and the feelings of characters, and that you're answering questions with accuracy and the correct level of detail. Now, the end bit there, we've seen in all of the other WALTs for the big read this week. It's exactly the same pattern as we've normally done. If you pause it on each page, please, and then have a go at answering those questions. The page that I show on the screen, the page of the text that I show on the screen, is the page that you need to look at to find those answers. So, on this page, and annoyingly, I can't tell you exactly what page it is, because rather than a page number, there's a little Pegasus at the bottom there, but it will be the page after wherever we stopped yesterday. The two questions, or the one question for now that I'd like you to look at is, Elliot's mum refers to him as her little miracle. What might this suggest about Elliot? So you need to find where, firstly, where that bit is said. So you can use your skimming and scanning techniques, find that bit, and then think, what might that suggest about Elliot? When you've done that, you can start the video again. Question 2 on page 32. What does the sentence, "The really scary letter had arrived 3 weeks ago and had cost Elliot more sleep than all the others put together," tell you about how Elliot feels at this point? So what does that sentence tell you about how Elliot is feeling at that point? You'll need to find that bit, and then you'll need to have a think about the answer. When you've done that, start the video up again, and you'll be able to then move on to the next question. Question 3, I'd like you to identify 3 things from this page that show how difficult Elliot's life is at this point in the story. Question 4, on page 34, Elliot has a lot to be worried about, but he is still managing to be positive. You need to find 2 pieces of evidence from this page to back this up. So that's just like those inference sums. I've given you the inference that Elliot has a lot to be worried about. You need to give me the 2 bits of evidence, please. And then to finish off, thinking back over the story so far, so not just this page or this chapter even, the story so far, how do you think the stars had managed to come crashing to the ground? Well, to a cowshed. And that's the last sentence there. The stars had come crashing to the ground. Thinking over the story so far, how do you think that is possible? How have the stars come crashing to the ground? That's your big read today. Best of luck. When you've done that and answered in enough detail and in full sentences, take a picture, send it in to me, and I'll give you some feedback. But that's everything from me. I'll be back with your English this morning, and I'll speak to you again then. For now, though, goodbye.